Welcome back to Wave Docker. Week Music 33, 5 albums. It's lit. Here they are. Album number 1 of the week, Shadowbox by Mavi, came out 2024. Released actually like a Friday and a half ago, August 9th, 2024. This is the second album I listened to from Mavi. The first one was, let me look it up. I think my friend Alex maybe, or my friend Steven suggested Mavi to me via this album, and I really liked it. It's been, on my rotation for a while. Let's see, Mavi. What's the album? Let the Sun Talk. That's what I listened to from him. Yeah, I mean, like Eyes, I and I Nation, really good song. Daylight Savings as well, Self Love. Yeah, it's been on my rotation for a good bit. Listened to him. I listened to him for the first time like a year and a half ago, but have not tapped to anything additionally besides that. But this one was really great. Yeah, I could sense like a lot more confidence in his vocals compared to, I mean, obviously, that album was 5 years ago, so he's gonna have some growth. But yeah, I feel some more confidence, some more variety in the production. I really liked the vocal interludes. Like, they weren't like labeled as interludes, but just like hearing his friend talking about getting rid of demons that he had. Like, I thought that was really neat. Like, it just added a lot to the project. Everything flowed really well together. So I thought it was just a really good, complete body of work from Mavi, and I really enjoyed it. Give me 85 hot dogs out of 100 for Shadowbox by Mavi. On to the next album. Album number 2 of the week, Split by Lush, came out in 1994. I was really skinny. Happened upon this while scrolling through. I was just looking up I listened to a Sundays album earlier today, and I was just looking through different playlists and mixes made by them, and I happened upon Lush, and I was like, I'm gonna check them out. And this album was dope. As the band name suggests, their sound is very lush, similar to that of the Sundays, the Cranberries, the Mazzy Stars. Lush just has that unique shoegazy, dream poppy. The vocal mixing is very similar. The guitar is super sweet. Drums are also really nice. It's just such a lovely I need to make a playlist of Sundays, Cranberries, Mazzy Star, Cocteau Twins. Just that sound is just so fantastic, and it just puts you in a space where you just feel happy, but you also kind of feel sad. Cocteau Twins have songs like that. Obviously Cranberries does, Mazzy Star especially, but just that sound is just so fantastic. It's becoming rapidly one of my favorite genres of music to really tap into. Just the female vocaled, dream poppy, shoegazy of the early to late 90s, early 2000s. It's just such a great sound, and this album was no exception. And I like to imagine that they happened upon their band name in a fan forced it kind of thing, where it's one of the members was just you know what, this sound that we're going with, it's so lush, and then the lead singer was like, wait, say that again. That's just the kind of vibe I get. And yeah, it's just very lush, very good, just very nice to listen to. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna go, give me 87 hot dogs out of 100 for Split by Lush. On to the next album. Album number 3 of the week, Psychopomp by Japanese Breakfast. Came out in 2016. Have not listened to much of Japanese Breakfast. Only, I think, Kokomo, Indiana is the name of the song, off of her recent album, Jubilee. But I just wanted to check out, some of her early stuff. Only 25 minutes, nice and brief. I think that is their debut album. And I enjoyed it. As someone, I like Clara, obviously, Men I Trust, Biba Doobie, Phoebe Bridgers, just all those upper echelon female voices in pop, indie pop. I knew I was going to enjoy this album. And yeah, I think their voice is just, I don't know, it's fantastic. Some really good guitar on this record. I definitely want to check out more of Japanese Breakfast after listening to this, because this is Japanese Breakfast is in conversations with Soccer Mommy and Snail Mail, or it's just kind of like that. In terms of the indie pop iceberg, they're just one below it. They're not hyper mainstream, but they're definitely a well-known group, and people love them. And I mean, I can see why they just yeah, just such like a, I wouldn't say like super unique sound, but they paved their way in the sort of indie pop female voices landscape, and they kind of do their own thing that feels unique in that sense. Unique to, in a broad, I don't even know what I'm saying, but I enjoyed this album. I liked it. I want to listen to more Japanese Breakfast. I'm going to go 84 hot dogs out of 100 for Psycho Pomp by Japanese Breakfast. On to the next album. Album number 4 of the week, White Blood Cells by the White Stripes. Came out in 2001. I was talking with Griffin FC, friend of the show, and he said his favorite album is by the White Stripes. And I could not for the life of me remember which album he said, so I just chose one. I'm going to talk to him later today, see if it's the right one. But White Blood Cells is the one I selected. I don't know, just looked cool cover. Just wanted to pick something, you know, early on in their kind of discography. Yeah, it came out in 2001. I haven't listened to anything from the White Stripes before, but I am familiar with I Think We're Gonna Be Friends. Seven Nation Army, I Think We're Gonna Be Friends being on this album. And honestly, like, once it got to that point, I thought that this was a cover album because the overall vibe, which is like Jack White's vocals and the way that he plays the guitar and like the way that they mix the drumming in and kind of the way like his vocal delivery, it feels like it feels kind of Beatles-esque. It has vibes of like those mid-80s rock bands, kind of like Aerosmith, in that area. It just kind of, it emulates a lot of and feels like a lot of 20th century rock, while also kind of having elements of that early 2000s, you know, alt rock, garage rock kind of thing. It was very jarring to find out that like this wasn't a cover. Like none of these songs were covers, they were all originals. Like it's just, they kind of successfully emulated it and also made it their own, the vibe of like that iconic era of rock music, obviously, you know, 70s, 80s, 90s. And it was just very interesting, like to hear a project that I was so sure like meant to emulate that era being its own thing, it was a very cool experience to kind of be like, wow, okay, this is kind of their vibe. And like honestly, like I probably at one point knew that White Stripes sang Seven Nation Army, but like hearing that growing up, like for like football games and such, like I was like, oh yeah, this is like I can imagine it being like an 80s or 90s song. Like they just have such a, the mixing and the vocals and everything just seems so similar to that time that I was just very surprised. But this album was awesome. I thought it was fantastic, really, really good. Give me 91 hot dogs out of 100 for White Blood Cells by the White Stripes. I was just stunned to find out that it wasn't, you know, an 80s album or like a cover band or something, or like a cover album. Because, like, you know, some groups do cover albums. I don't know. But it's not, and it was good. And it's 91 hot dogs out of 100. On to the next album. We're going to David Dalker. Album number 5 of the week, Days Before Rodeo by Travis Scott. He was able to fully release it. I think just probably due to some samplings not being approved back in 2013 when it came out. 2014 maybe. But yeah, he fully released it on streaming services. That was really cool. This has been available to listen to like on YouTube and such for like since it's been out. I don't know, I like listening to stuff on my phone where I can like walk around instead of being like stuck in a laptop or stuck in one place with like earplugs plugged into it. But yeah, it's my first time listening to it. I love Travis Scott. I think he's one of the better rap artists out there. Like I think his production is always on point. He has a really good ear for that. He's been in the game for a long time, and I just really respect his dedication to his craft. And yeah, he just creates banger after banger after banger. Like Rodeo was fantastic for a debut album, and then, you know, Birds on Trap Sing Brian McKnight, another, you know, fantastic album. Astro World and New Utopia, like he's very consistent, and this album I thought was great. You can definitely sense the sort of rawness, and I don't mean to say like an immaturity, but almost like you can almost tell that this came out like, if you listen to this and listen to Utopia, it's like, okay, you can definitely see the growth in like the scale of production. But I mean, it still feels like a really good Travis Scott album. The emphasis on the auto-tune is definitely there, which has kind of become his signature motif, I guess, if that's the right word to say there. But yeah, I mean, I just really enjoyed it. Some really good features on there, from Young Thug, Quavo, Big Sean. And yeah, it's just a really nice project, and I'm glad that it's out there for people to listen to, because I enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm going to go 87 hot dogs out of 100 for Days Before Rodeo by Travis Scott. On to the dude. Welcome back. Hope you guys enjoyed those album reviews. Leave some albums in the comment section below, and like and subscribe. Thanks a lot. Peace out.